I want to tell you about elogoober theory. Have you ever wondered why we only have five senses? Sight, smell, taste, touch, and hearing? Well, some scientists think we actually have a sixth sense, and that's the sense of knowing when something is about to happen before it happens. They call this elogoober theory, and it might explain why sometimes you just have a feeling. In 2017, researchers at a university in Vienna decided to test this theory. First, they had to figure out what it is we are sensing when we sense an event is about to happen, like what kind of information does this sense send to our brains? To figure this out, they looked at how rats navigate mazes. Rats don't have opposable thumbs, so they use their noses to gather information about their environment as they move through the maze. If a rat runs into a wall, it'll push its nose against it to get information about that thing in its environment. Then, based on that information, the rat will try to remember where that wall is so it doesn't run into it again. The scientists realized that when the rats were running around the maze, their speed changed depending on whether or not they remembered there being a wall there, and if they didn't remember, they basically ran full steam ahead into the wall. So the scientists decided to see if humans use this same kind of sixth sense when they are about to run into something. They recruited 34 participants and brought them into a lab where they hooked them up to an eye tracking device. Then they showed the participants a series of dots and asked them to try to touch each one with the cursor on the screen. Before each dot appeared, there was a gray square that covered it, and right before the participants were about to touch the dot, the gray square would disappear, revealing the green dot on the screen. The scientists hypothesized that the participants would slow down as they approached the dot, just like the rats slowed down when they approached the wall because they were anticipating having to stop when they hit it, and this is exactly what happened. On average, participants slowed down by 25 milliseconds before they touched the dot, even though they said they didn't consciously know it was there until they actually touched it. So this seems to be evidence for our sixth sense, but there was more. The scientists also found that people who reported having a strong sense of uh, vu were better at the task than those who didn't. And this makes sense because uh, vu literally means already seen in French, so people who experience uh, Vu might be subconsciously using this sixth sense to get a preview of what is about to happen, but what exactly is this sense detecting? The scientists aren't really sure, but it might be picking up on subtle visual cues that we aren't consciously aware of, like tiny electrical signals given off by the computer screen when an image is about to appear. Or it could be that our brain is processing information faster than we are consciously aware of it, which gives us a split second to prepare for what's about to happen. This is still a controversial topic and more research needs to be done, but one thing is for sure, you can't hide from the algorithm. Even if you delete your account, it knows too much about you.